All right, so my name is Mike Kolman, and I'm very happy to be here today. I flew over from Amsterdam just to be able to give this presentation to you, and I'm joined here on stage with the fantastic Katarina, who will be helping me bring the solution to life through a bit of a product demo as we go along through this session. So, let me actually go back. So the title of this session is Every Business is a Commerce Business. And as we go along this session, hopefully we'll be able to demonstrate to you why that is, and why not only why every business is a commerce business, but also why it needs to be personalized, connected, and built around your customers. So the way that we've sort of grown and built relationships over the past few years have massively changed. Not only do we see it in ourselves within Salesforce, the way that we work with our customers, the way that we have our meetings, the way that we scale around the world. My own team is based all over Europe, Latin America, as well as Asia, actually. And we have all these amazing events coming, they're finally in person again. This is my first in-person event in 2 years. I'm very happy about that. But even now, we're seeing that it's actually more of a hybrid experience where we still offer a lot of our content also live online to some of our customers that either couldn't make it or are just not here within the country itself. And you really notice that in the type of customers that you're dealing with. Your customer nowadays is digital first and expect a very seamless customer experience. I mean, if I look at myself as a consumer, a lot of it has changed. I had a doctor's appointment online via video chat. I get my groceries as a service delivered to my doorstep every week. And I actually just put a bid in on my first apartment while being here, and I live in Amsterdam. So the way that we consume has changed dramatically, and what that means for your customers as well. We see that, for example, 68% of consumers nowadays will continue to buy their essential goods online. It's not just something that happened in the pandemic, but also after the pandemic. And 69% of these people say that they will continue to do so even after, well, right now, when the pandemic has ended. And what we've seen during this pandemic is that, of course, the last 2 years, everything accelerated massively. A lot of people are saying over the last 2 years, what happened was probably 5 to 8 years all mushed together, and our consumers, our customers, have truly embraced being digital. If we're looking at some of the data on our own platform, for example, in Q2 of 2020, the volume increased by 72%. And as the peak of the pandemic sort of left us, that decreased slightly, but it maintained at an ever so high level. And if we're looking at, for example, our own customers that are using our commerce platform, we saw that they actually grew 42% in GMV over year. That's actually 1.5 times higher than the market average. But now in 2021, previous year, they still managed to grow 8% on top of this already massive 42% growth that we saw in 2020. And it's not just happening in consumer products. What we're seeing in B2B organizations is that 83% actually are already selling online, but another 65% are thinking about expanding that investment massively. And we don't just see that in your traditional consumer products companies. We see that in manufacturing, in health and life sciences, in automotive. I brought actually 3 examples with me here today. Ecolab, they went live and saw a 15x increase in their volume. Or Ovation Medical went live in 4 weeks and was able to double productivity. And my absolute favorite, Volkswagen Brazil. They went online, selling their cars in Brazil, and within 7 minutes, they actually had to stop selling online because they sold out their entire inventory in just 7 minutes. So what we're seeing is that actually 50% of all this digital spending is now outside of your consumer products and into all these other different industries. And it's not just commerce, it's also service. Your commerce and service teams are coming closer and closer together. It's about making sure that your customers have a seamless experience. It doesn't matter if it's before or after they make a purchase. And we saw that in a research that we posted last year, that 57% actually report that customer service nowadays is directly more involved in this entire process. And we looked at some of the higher performers in this same research as well, and we saw that they are not standing still either. just because you made the initial investment doesn't mean you have to stop there, right? We saw that 88% of these high performers actually are investing in what we call contextual commerce. So this is actually making sure that you are there where your customers are as well. So if it is on your social platforms, if it is in gaming, augmented reality, even voice platforms, this is where your customers are, so this is where you want to transact with them. But it's not easy. A lot of organizations are struggling making this digital transformation. And it is also not an easy process, right? You're dealing with siloed data. If your different departments aren't communicating with each other, you cannot get a sort of single source of truth. How can you understand your customer or your end consumer when you have 5 different profiles of them in your marketing solutions, in your commerce solutions, and in your customer service solutions? Impossible. So these departments need to be able to communicate with each other. And if you have rigid legacy systems in place, this is impossible. You cannot be agile, you cannot adapt, and you cannot innovate when it actually is just as costly just to patch up your old system than it is to completely re-platform. And of course, it's impossible to scale if your platform is as rigid as I was saying before. And of course, the stakes have never been higher. On top of the fact that 52% of customers aren't as loyal as we want them to be, they say if they have another brand offering a more personalized experience, that they will actually switch. But the amount of different channels that your customers are going to be interacting on is ever increasing as well. With the metaverse coming nowadays, and everybody's getting all hyped up about metaverse, I'm personally not the biggest fan, but Zuckerberg is saying that it is the future. And of course, there's Web 3.0. There's so many different channels that your customers will be on. You need to be able to be on that same channels and to offer them a seamless customer experience. So what does that mean for commerce, right? It is important that you are able to deliver on a customer experience that is personalized, connected, and scalable. You need to be able to use your data, whether it is from customer service, whether it is for marketing, or whether it is for commerce, and offer them a seamless, personalized experience. It's about connecting all these different departments in your front office and making sure that no matter where they are, they have the same perfect experience with your brand. And of course, it needs to be scalable. The end goal of commerce is obviously growth. And if you have a solution that is not able to scale with you in terms of product catalog complexity, in terms of geographies, languages, you cannot grow as rapidly as you set out to be. And of course, all these solutions need to build around your customer, so your end consumer and the way they prefer to transact. So with all of that in mind, we've actually developed our Commerce Cloud portfolio. And the coolest thing about this portfolio, if we would have been here 2 years ago, I would have presented literally the only 2 things that are on the left side of the slide, B2B and B2C commerce. And over the last 2 years, we've actually been able to invest and innovate a lot in terms of our cloud or our Commerce Cloud portfolio. We have, on top of our 2 amazing commerce engines, we now offer headless functionality. We have, of course, our personalized Einstein artificial intelligence. We actually have a payment solution that will make accepting payment tenders much easier than it has ever been before. It's all pre-integrated, straight out of the box, so you will not have to do any complicated project around this. We have an order management solution that will help you make sure that the customer experience, or the customer experience that your customers are accustomed to before they purchase something, that it will run all the way through after they click, buy. They will get a perfect experience all the way down till they get that package on their doorstep. And we have a whole heap of partner applications, and now starting this fall, we'll have our own marketplace solution as well. But for today, I want to be able to zoom in on a few of these solutions and share some of this innovation with you. And one of them is our headless capabilities. So on top of what we call a template-based approach, or our Salesforce reference architecture, we now offer a complete headless solution. But instead of just focusing on offering our customers a few building blocks, a few services that you can loosely couple with a bunch of APIs, we're actually looking at how can we help you go to market quicker with a lower total cost of ownership. And that's why we look not just at offering pure headless, but we're also looking at something what we call a PWA kit, a progressive web app, and it's something I'll get back to later. Because the reason why a lot of our customers are deciding to go headless is because you want to be, as I mentioned before, where your customers are. And with headless, you can actually couple some of these services with, you can couple some of these services with APIs together, and you can actually connect it to the rest of the the customer 360 platform. On top of that, we have a CDP that allows you to get that single source, that single view of your customer, and making sure that you can give that perfect, seamless experience no matter what channel your customers are on. So we designed this PWA kit based on a need to go to market quicker with a lower cost. So we have a PWA kit, or progressive web app, that is an open source React SDK. We offer managed runtime services, which is a high-skill cloud-native serverless environment where you can host this progressive web app on, so you do not have to do this yourself. And whereas a lot of headless vendors will give you the tools that the building blocks that you need to go headless, we actually offer a business manager on the backside to make sure that your merchandising can be done as smoothly as possible. And we have pre-integrated APIs to be able to go to market even quicker and to launch your headless services even quicker. And what better way than to just talk about this nonstop is actually to have a look at what does a progressive web app actually looks like and how does it look in the back office or in the back end. So I have Katarina here with me today, who will actually give a small demonstration on what our PWA kit looks like.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Mike. So yeah, let's take a look at the demo next. So in this demo example, we're going to jump into the shoes of a customer called Northern Trail Outfitters, who is a retailer offering camping gear and also clothing for outdoor enthusiasts. So in this demo, we're really focusing on how you can quickly compose these headless commerce experiences that, well, your customers will love to use and also your developers like to build. So when Mike talked to you about the progressive web app kit, so it's essentially the new web store for our headless commerce. So you can run it straight from your home screen, and it loads super fast, meaning that your customers will have a fast, engaging experience straight from the start. And since it runs on this managed runtime, you can actually reduce cost and have less complexity with your headless implementation. And also, this is all powered by the commerce APIs at the back end. So this mobile-first experience, I can quickly filter the right products that I'm looking for and actually find the products that I'm interested in. All mobile first. So once I find this jacket, I can add it to cart. And even in the cart, I can have relevant recommendations based on what I just added to the cart. So what you can also leverage is the Einstein Recommendations API. So that helps you to provide relevant recommendations based on the customer activity and what they, for example, add to cart. Well, let's take a look at how this all looks then from the back end, more from the developer side. So the NTO's developer team is going to launch a new 2-day shipping. And that shipping is done as a partnership with FedEx. So how they can do that is actually straight from Slack, because NTO is a Slack-first Commerce Cloud customer. So their dev teams can also manage everything from Slack, so not to have to toggle between different systems. Let's get going. So once we deploy, we can actually make the deployment of the new shipping integration straight to the staging site. Once we've done that, we can actually integrate the performance testing and run some tests on how the integration is performing. And also, we can share a preview to our dev team's channels to get some feedback how things are going. So all done from Slack. So essentially, this gives the central location for the dev teams to be working on. So for the final deployment, the dev team is going to use the Manage Runtime UI, where they can see how the deployment is going and also manage all the other projects that they're having. Again, making it really fast and seamless to deploy new features. Even 60 seconds, right, in this demo, right? Perfect. So once we're done with that, we can then go back to the customer view to see how this looks like from a customer's view. So Lucia is looking for a new rain jacket for her hike this weekend. And when she opens the NTO store, she actually sees that she can, with one click, log in with Facebook. And that is powered by the Shopper API access service, so that you can create this federated logging and make it really easy for a customer to log into the web store. Afterwards, she reviews the cart, and now she can see that there is this new FedEx free shipping for 2 days. So that means that the jacket will actually arrive just in time before her hike this weekend. So it's an easy decision, right? So she decides to proceed to the order. Continue to the payment, and now her jacket will be on its way. Perfect. And now with this FedEx integration and all that, she can see that the delivery is about to arrive just in time. So again, making all of this, what you've seen today, is about how you can make that composable commerce experience, how you can have that modern developer experience with Slack, and also quickly build engaging shopper experiences with the help of the PWA kit. That's all. Back to you, Mike.
Awesome. Thanks, Katarina. Moving on. We got some more innovation and so on. This one is actually one of my personal favorites, because before joining Salesforce, I spent 5 years in supply chain and finance. And what we see in a lot of order management solutions is that it's actually locked within either an ERP system or stuck within the back office. And here at Salesforce, we're actually bringing it to the front. We're bringing it to the front office so you can have that seamless customer experience all the way down to the post-purchase period. So, quick sip of water. Your customers expect this connected experience, right? Being it from social shopping all the way down to making the purchase, personalized marketing. But it doesn't stop there, right? It's much more important. It's great if you have a seamless experience all the way down to the moment that somebody buys something and then literally your package doesn't arrive for 2 weeks. Nobody likes that. You know, it's all about making sure that you can deliver upon that final mile of delivery, right? And it's great to have personalized commerce anywhere, but the last mile is also just as important. You want to know at any moment, where's my stuff? And not just that, you want to be able to make sure that it doesn't get shipped from across Europe or even from Hong Kong. The other day I bought a cell phone case, and instead of it just coming from their warehouse in the UK, it got shipped all the way from Hong Kong. Great, very sustainable. And if there's a problem with your package, you want to make sure that your customer service rep that you speak to knows what it is that you've bought previously. It's about making sure that after clicking that buy button, you still have that seamless experience. And it's not easy when you have an old school or legacy order management system in place that is disconnected from both your commerce as well as your service solutions, right? You want to be able to answer those questions like, where's my stuff? Where's my shit? Where's my order? You want to be able to know if something that I'm about to order actually is in stock and I don't get an email later on saying like, oh, sorry, you got to wait another 2 weeks. And you want to be able to know how soon will I get it. And with that in mind, like I said, we've designed this order management solution. And I want to zoom in on 2 of these aspects a little bit. So we have on the one hand side, omni-channel inventory, and on the other hand side, distributed order management. So on the omni-channel inventory side, it allows you to create a single view of your inventory across the globe. It can accurately depict where is your inventory, and it will allow you to be able to do additional services such as buy online, pick up in store, click and collect, curbside pickup. And on the other hand side, we have distributed order management with pre-built routing flows that will make sure that when you do order something, or a few things actually, it doesn't get split and you get 7 different packages delivered to your house. Because as we all know, it's not very sustainable, right? But like I said before, why not just have a look at how this solution actually looks like in real life? So Katarina, back to you.
Perfect. Let's go again. So this time we're going to look at a demo from the perspective of Alpine Group, who is a consumer goods customer. They make energy drinks, energy bars for active consumers, and of course also sell to a retail channel. So in this demo, they have just launched a new direct-to-consumer web store that is open here. And one of the customers, Carl, is looking for some new snacks. So once they identify the Go-Tart bar, looks great, they can add it to cart and place the order really quickly. And the payment is powered by the Salesforce payment, so that can really accelerate you to launch payment processing quickly and without a hassle of an implementation. So what happens after the order is placed? I think the first part is something that we're fairly familiar on with the commerce world. So with order management, you can actually then have that full overview of the order lifecycle afterwards. And what you can do is actually leverage the Salesforce Flow Builder, because order management is built on the Salesforce platform. So in here, you can create that full flow of checking the inventory, making sure that you're shipping from the closest location, again, making sure that we're sustainable, also leveraging the integration of FedEx for a fast shipment, and finally capturing the payment via the native integration with Salesforce payments. So again, creating that full fulfillment flow from beginning to the end. So how does that look to have that full overview? So in the order management console, we can actually have an overview of all the orders coming from all sources and channels, so covering for both B2B and B2C orders in one place. So let's look at the recent energy bar order. So we can see here from Carl that this is built customer first. We can have all of the customer 360 view on Carl, and also the 360 view on what is actually happening within the order. Where is it? When is it going to be fulfilled? Where is it at? And as we can see from the orange bar on the top, actually the order management is intelligent and can notify us that, hey, this order is actually going to be delayed. So again, since Alpine is also a Slack-first company, they can actually get alerts on these type of delivery issues straight in Slack. So all the team can again get together really fast and quickly to solve the issue. So they can triage this issue, manage all the cases, as well as, of course, find resolutions for this delayed order. Finally, when they manage to solve the order, Carl gets a notification that the energy bars that he ordered are coming up. So again, with the help of Salesforce Order Management, you can create the seamless post-purchase flow for every customer. Doesn't matter if they're B2B or B2C customer. Isn't that exciting, right? Over to you, Mike. That's all for me.
Thanks, Katarina. I got 2 more small pieces of, well, not small pieces, sorry, very short. I got a very short time, so I'm going to have to wrap it up a little bit quickly. I got 2 more pieces of innovation I would like to share with all of you. We recently acquired a company called Ottaa, which is a marketplace solution. And actually, this will be available starting in the fall. I wish we could do a demo of this, but like I said, we have a few minutes before we get absolutely cut off.
Next time.
Next time, exactly. But the cool thing about a digital marketplace, it will really allow a lot of our customers to extend their catalog to their customers. It will allow you to engage with new types of customers. It allows you to expand as well your reach and to actually quite easily generate more revenue with the help of your suppliers, vendors, partners, you name it. Funny enough, about half of the B2B, so some research showed is that about half of the B2B out there were actually not considering a marketplace. So it's about a 50-50 split between who wants to consider a marketplace versus not. But funny enough, 72% of B2B companies out there that have been experimenting with marketplaces have actually seen a growth in their market share. So I mean, it's not conclusive evidence, obviously, but I think it's something worth considering. But like I said, next year, we'll hope be able to demo that right here at Salesforce Live. But unfortunately, today we cannot. And if there is something that we do not deliver out of the box or natively onto our own platform, we have this fantastic partner ecosystem. And over the past few years, they've built out numerous of thousands of apps on top of our commerce platform that you can leverage as well to increase your GMV, to increase your revenue as quick as possible. And I want to highlight just a few of them, right? We have AR products, or augmented reality, that, you know, if you guys want to buy a new Mercedes and you want to know how does that look on my front porch and will my neighbor be jealous, with augmented reality, you're actually able to do so. You can actually do live video shopping. We have a customer of ours, the body shop, who experimented with this in Brazil and saw a massive increase in conversion rate. We have 3D product experiences, or the ability to completely show the product that you're selling to your customers in a 3D environment. We have social selling, a concept from China that actually is becoming more and more prevalent here in Europe, where you, or as a consumer, you get your friends together and you buy in bulk and have massive discounts. So there's a benefit from both the customer as well as for you as an organization. We have, of course, marketplaces. We also have virtual walk-in the store type of experiences, as well as various kind of bots that can help you automate that customer service, because it turns out 80% of customer service calls is, where's my stuff? You don't want to have an expensive rep answering those calls continuously and saying, well, it's not here, it's there, it's blah, 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 blah. So these are just a various different range of solutions that our partners have built out natively on top of our Salesforce platform. But what I want to leave you with is that, as I've tried to hopefully demonstrate here, it's not just retail, it's every business nowadays is a commerce business. And if you want to find out more, or you have a lot of questions, we have a booth right over there in the middle of this location. So don't hesitate and drop by. We have a few minutes left, so if there are any questions, this is your chance to raise them, and if not, or if you are a bit shy, don't hesitate to come by our booth as well. So if there are no questions whatsoever, then I would like to thank all of you for your attention, as well as the lovely Katarina for helping me bring this product demonstration to life.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.